Hi Lisa, could you please talk a bit about your awakening experience? I have very deep presence. I'm able to focus on my breathing and not think at all. I feel heaviness and cracks on top of my head. It's almost I'm breathing with my brain. Does awakening happen gradually or sudden? Do you have to be on meditation position, lotus? Chakras aligned, or can it come in any position, any time if you are fully present? Sorry Hassan, I just found you. Hey, Kagla. So from what I understand, you're talking about Kundalini awakening, which is different awakening from what's being spoken about here. It's an energetic awakening. And I think there is a relationship with the Kundalini awakening to this expansion, but it is slightly different. So this is a chakra awakening, and it can be related to this expansion of the I am back into everything, because that's an energetic awakening. It stops being held in the body and it goes out, and that can be related when the Kundalini energy rises upwards. But the Kundalini energy can also rise up at different times, and that can also happen after the I am's expanded. And it's about balancing the chakras and the body energy going around the body, and that's beautiful. And I recommend to everyone to balance their chakras and understand their chakras and understand their body. But to me, what we're talking about here, non-duality, is an expansion from being an identified person inside the body back to everything. And that's nobody's awakening. And that's beyond chakra awakening. So that which is experiencing me now is not contained inside the body. That which hears these words aren't contained inside the body. And that energy also, so consciousness also knows about this person that's awakening their chakras and awakening the Kundalini energy. And that energy that's watching, so the experiencer, is watching the chakra awakenings. It is free. And it's a movement back to that. But sometimes there needs to be these Kundalini energy awakenings because there's so much energy condensed in there. It happens for people at different times. And it can give lots of funny energetic awakenings, this Kundalini movement and Kundalini practices. It can also be very intensive. So you can get energy stuck as it rises up into the brain or into the thinking process. So I would always recommend that you do Kundalini awakenings with a teacher and somebody that knows about it. I teach chakras, the awareness of chakras, because I try to get people into their body and aware of their bodies and their energy moving. But that's not actually, to me, liberation. That's just people's bodies coming more into balance and the flow of their body. And you'll notice that from these chakras, when you put the personal awareness into the different places, you'll have different experiences. So when you put it into your heart, there's a different experience. When you put it into your groin, there's a different experience, or your base chakra. When you put it into the top of your head, life will be seen differently through those different chakra centers. But notice there's somebody that's experiencing all of that, or there's something that's experiencing all of that. And freedom is the recognition of this. That the experience of God is everywhere and nowhere, and it's what's experiencing this person that's trying to wake up. And it's here and it's present, and the experiencer is free. So this person is trying desperately to wake up through these energies and through the movement of the chakras, but there's something that's present and still in the background, right here. The Buddha nature is right here in all of it. It's just your attention is focused on you. Thanks for your question, Kagla. And notice that it will be very beneficial doing. I don't know, there was a difference. Isn't that all shifts in consciousness? Yes, it's all shifts in consciousness. And what we're talking about is this movement back to consciousness. So movement back to consciousness. The you are consciousness. So in this experience, there is a consciousness which is watching this person awakening with the Kundalini energies. So that's known. So freedom is the recognition, this energetic movement from being a person to consciousness. So it is really very different, these conversations, to the chakra conversation. So you might want to listen to some more of my talks. But it's very beneficial to understand your chakras and to balance the body and align the body. But that body and you isn't going to get to greater expanses of consciousness, because that body is appearing in consciousness. So this is one of my favorite ways of describing it, is so imagine when you go to bed tonight and you fall asleep and you go into dream state. So you're in bed dreaming a dream, and in that dream you dream yourself, and you dream you're looking through yourself's eyes. So when I say yourself, your current body. So in your dream you're looking through eyes and you're moving through a world, and it's all your dream. So it's all your dream. You say you're asleep in bed and it's all your dream, but you're dreaming that you are this person inside the dream and you're experiencing this dream, and everything's seen from that person's perspective. And you forget that you're asleep in bed dreaming this dream, and you really begin to identify with that character in your dream. You really believe that that's you, and that you is in relationship with other figures in your dream, with other people in the dream. And this you in your dream decides to go and learn chakra meditation, and it does, and it has really amazing experiences with this chakra meditation. It feels like it's got to all these different levels of experience, and the whole time, and say it even thinks I'm enlightened on the chakra level, but the whole time it's still in the dream. It's still in the dream. It's an enlightened person inside that dream. So it's enlightened on the chakra levels inside that dream. It still doesn't know that actually you are the dreamer of the whole entire dream, and that you're not separate from anything in that dream. Everything is made of you as the big dreamer, as the one that's in bed asleep. So to me, liberation is remembering that all of this is you, and who you are is the experiencer of the dream, and you're also the creator of the dream, and everything you see in the dream is you in dream state, and everything comes from you and is made of you. And that remembering isn't the characters remembering. as such. It might appear in the dream that the person's beginning to remember, but it's actually the big dreamer's realization. So the big dreamer, the one that's in bed, is totally lost in the dream, and then the one that's in bed remembers it's inside a dream, remembers that it's dreaming, and that's got nothing to do with the character in the dream. But it might be that the character goes around to all these gurus, and these gurus say it to the character, and it has all these meditation experiences, but then suddenly the big dreamer remembers. It's always the big dreamer remembers. The person never gets liberated. It's big, the person in bed, asleep, waking up, not the character inside the dream. So the character inside the dream could think, oh, this is the dream, but that's still the character thinking that. It's when the big dreamer remembers that. The person in bed remembers that and wakes up within the dream. And that waking up, that one that knows it, is consciousness and the I am. So you might need to re-watch that a few times, Kagla, especially if you're new to this subject.